Computer. Hey guys, so I have my amazing client Tristan here. Actually, Tristan's a good friend of mine back home in Idaho. But I wanted to bring him on. He just finished up the program, had some great results, had a lot of fun working with him, and I want to bring him on and share a little bit of his experience on going through the program. So thanks, Tristan, for hopping on here with me.
Yeah, absolutely awesome.
So I wanted to walk through, Tristan, before we even start working together, because we've been friends for a while, and then you had some goals, right? And so I kind of wanted you to lay out where you were, how things were before, going through, what kind of goals you had. Pretty much just like give a little background before we even started working together.
Yeah, so I was a athlete all through high school, like most kids, but college and then adulthood, nothing. Just living life. I stayed skinny for years, but then I was just got into beer and having a good time. And then
Happens quick.
eventually kind of just got to a point where something needed to change. I needed to change up the lifestyle and start getting back to work.
hmm hmm Yeah. And so it was like pretty much our main focus was trying to lose some body fat, right? And gain some strength, trying to gain a little bit of muscle, right?
Yeah, lose some body fat, get some strength, get back to the golden days being 16-ish.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, what did you try? Like, I know that we maybe went through a different process than what you've tried before, obviously. And so have you tried anything in the past or found the things
Yeah,
that really
I
were
tried
sustainable for you?
I tried to get I'd spent a year or two and worked out consistently, but I didn't see any results. But the one thing like you and I and what we spoke about originally was I really wanted to focus on nutrition because I was pretty sure that was what I was lacking because I was still eating like, a teenager, just
Yeah.
anything and everything.
Old habits, right?
Right. And back then, metabolism was a lot higher. So just, it didn't matter.
Yeah.
Calories are calories. So,
Yeah. That was the good days when you're an athlete and you played sports and it's like you eat full pizzas and shit, it wouldn't matter, right? And then
right. I mean,
you're just working it off. Your metabolism so fast.
well, and yeah, I mean, you're at practice every day. You're always hanging out with friends. You're always active. So once your lifestyle start changing, where you got to spend a little bit more time in the office, that
hmm
I
Yeah.
think that plays a huge role into it too.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, you, me both working, just sitting at a desk pretty much a lot of the day.
Yeah.
So, but cool. Yeah. So that gives a little clarity. And so kind of walk me through then. I feel like, I mean, obviously I've had a great time working with you. You've been, you're effort driven, like you're very like respectful and communicate things. And like pretty much we laid out a plan and you just followed it, and I know how you are. And you just like, all right, got it on the schedule, got it on the list, like just knock it off. But I wanted you to kind of give clarity of some things that you feel like you accomplished during, and something maybe you learned pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, I took I would say, a humble approach to doing this with you. I was like, I kind of know some things, but you know what? I want to do this with Austin. I want to hear what he has to say. I want to learn. I'll take everything he has into consideration because without trying something, you don't really kind of know what those results are going to be. And that's kind of where I wanted to start. But um, what were the other things you asked there?
Yeah, just some things like let's start with some things you accomplished. You felt like you went really well.
Um, you know, it really started to click for me. I think about the 8 week mark, things are actually starting to move. To get it going, it kind of took a while. I was pretty sore hitting the gym 4 times a week. Um, we definitely increased my calorie intake, and that was definitely really hard to get used to.
Yeah.
It was a lot more food than I had, been consuming previously, and that I think that was the hardest part. It just made me feel very I don't know, bloated and just a couple other things. But after a while, that started to get
hmm
things moving and going along. But um, and accomplished, yeah, I got some strength along the way. I think it really just kind of boosted my confidence. I felt confidence going into the gym because I had a little bit more of a plan and I was knew kind of what I was doing a lot more. And then
hmm
I could text you and hey, what's wrong with this? I need to know. I'm like, hey, this is what I got left for the calories for the day. Help me get a couple things going here because I'm at a loss.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's funny because you bring up like, wait a second, we lost body fat when we got leaner, and we like increased our food weight, right? And so
Yeah,
a lot of people have that percent or that misconception of, I think we learned or you learned throughout the process of like a little more about your own metabolic function. And we talked about like, yeah, we got to maybe raise things up or get to this baseline so we have some runway to even lose body fat, right?
right.
Because if you're starting here with a caloric intake or whatever, and you're trying to cut from there, and you notice some of the symptomatic things of like deeper into a dieting phase of maybe some hunger here and there, right? And so most people think it's like linear and they just got to cut calories super hard, right? That's most what most people do is cut their carbs, cut their calories really low, just eat very little to lose weight, and they might. But the hard part is then they can, it's very tempting to buy in the cravings or on the weekends with your friends or like going out, and that's where they gain it back, right?
Right.
And
Well, and I
so,
definitely found once you kind of hit a hunger spot, your cravings really do. They whisper to you. They go, "You should
mhm,
just get that." So, I mean, for me, I ended up kind of splitting my meals up into four meals a day just to kind of not have hunger
mhm.
poke
Yeah.
up in between meals. So that was a kind of a thing I did. Um, Water intake was kind of a huge thing as well. It kind of surprised. The more water you drink, it does help get burn some of that. If you're not getting enough water, you're retaining it too. So,
Yeah, oh yeah, we did talk about that water and sodium. We learned about, yeah, maybe retaining some water here and there, and what increasing your water probably made you feel a little better too. Digestion. That's probably what helped too with what you're saying with a lot more food, and then we got our water up. We had a lot in our stomach going in the beginning, but then
yeah,
it started to subside, right? And our digestion got better probably, and then and then obviously like we made a runway and made adjustments, when needed every week or every other week or whatever it was, and so I think with you, so now it's just like once you had a structured plan in place and you kind of knew what was going on and why we're doing it, then you were just like it was just a checklist, right?
right.
And then we just started getting results.
Yeah, and I mean it's one of those things. You can't hire somebody to do this for you. You have to do it for yourself if you're not really mentally motivated. And like I said, I came into this humble. I was like, I'm going to put the effort in because it's something I want, and
Mm-hmm.
I feel like
Mm-hmm.
I did get what I wanted. So
And what was that? Gain a little confidence. What do you think?
yeah, gain a little confidence, lose some fat. Jeans don't fit. That's kind of an issue.
That's
Take care of
right.
that next week when I'm down in Arizona. But
Yeah. Yeah. No,
but
that's a good problem to have though. So
no, I think it's a confidence boost, especially coming into the summer months,
mhm. Yeah.
and I think
So
even it's helped with my energy a little bit, and I don't know, I just feel good. Like the last month, I've skied every weekend. I've skied like 10 days over the last month, and been leaving the boys behind. I am just lapping my energy, cardio. I'm just yeah,
you're
just
good. You're
recover from
killing
like
it.
chairlift and just ski hard.
Yeah, I love it.
So
I love it. So then, yeah, so it seems like kind of all aspects, not only endurance and strength. You said strength numbers I knew were going up, lost body fat, gained some confidence, increased energy. Kind of just a well-rounded all around. You kind of just feel better.
I mean, a good way of looking at it is I just kind of recharged my life. I was feeling a little burnt out in every aspect. I took one thing I knew would make a big difference, and you and I
This is
worked
it.
on that pretty
I
well.
love it. So yeah, well then, just kind of sum it up with that part. Like, how was your overall experience? I guess working with me though.
Yeah, no, it was fun. I like Austin said, we've known each other for a little while. Um, I told Austin, I was like, hey, I'm, kind of want to do this, and you took it, super easy with me and nothing pushy. You were just like, hey, let's talk, let's see what you're kind of thinking, let's see if this is a good match for you and I. And then, you and I just communicated every week, did our check-ins, bumped some things, moved some things, but I mean, it's pretty smooth sailing for you and I. There are a couple little spots where we weren't seeing some results, but made a little corrections and just kept chugging along.
Yep, and that's what it was about. Just make the right adjustments and keep communicating. And yeah, it was pretty smooth sailing for you, honestly. So cool, man. Well, yeah, no, I appreciate that. I've enjoyed working with you for sure, and you did get some great results. I mean, you look like a little different person now, right? And your jeans aren't fitting. So I'm happy for you. And I guess the only last thing I was going to ask is for people maybe watching this right now or friends of friends or whatever, and they're like been interested in losing weight, or maybe they've even seen me, I don't know how, but seen me or interested in joining my program, like what would you tell those people?
Just reach out to us and talk to them. See what your goals are, and as long as you're willing to do the work, then it's not too bad.
I love it. Cool,
And
dude.
Austin's a decent enough guy, so he won't piss you off.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I try not to, at least. Sometimes, maybe I have to, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, thanks for hopping on here, guys, or Tristan. I appreciate you going through everything, and yeah, I think that's pretty much it. And then, cool thing is I'll see you here on Thursday.
Yeah, we'll be down there. We'll get into some trouble.
Yeah. All right, bro. I'll see you later.
All right.